Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. Um, Probably noticed that this bookshelf doesn't look like it did the last time I was sitting down here. It's because the other bookshelf and I were not friends. So I took my big bookshelf out of my bedroom and brought it out here. So now my books actually fit on it nicely instead of them having to be laid down and things just not fitting. So at some point, I will do a nice little bookshelf tour. But today, we are doing our July wrap up. So, for the month of July, sorry, I had to grab the reading journal so we could do stats. I've read a total of 1,463 pages with an average rating of 4.5. So, to start off the month of July, I began with Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. So, this book let's see. Sent on a mission to retrieve an ancient hidden map to the key to a legendary treasure trove, 17-year-old pirate captain Alosa deliberately allows herself to be captured by her enemies, giving her the perfect opportunity to search their ship. So, which, if you watched August's to Brinko, you'll know that I'm reading the sequel to this for August. This book was a pleasant surprise. I went into this thinking I'll probably only rate it maybe 3 stars. And by pleasant surprise, I rated it a 5-star. I absolutely loved it. The main character, Alosa, she has her moments of, I'm not like other girls, but it wasn't as obnoxious as some other books that I have read. And there's something about her that gives this story a very interesting spin. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil, but this blurb that someone says fits it perfectly. Definitely for fans of Pirates of the Caribbean, fierce heroines, slow-burning romances, and adventures that turn sour in the space of a gasp. Not for fans of complacent heroines, soothing plots, and for those who do not speak sarcasm. So, I loved this book. 5 out of 5 stars. So we completed that BTS reading challenge prompt for Jimin. After that, I read the book that I honestly was not looking forward to read at all. Because, yes, I like romances, but not contemporary romance. Well, apparently this book decided to make me a liar. The Bromance Book Club was for our J-Hope BTS reading challenge prompt. But also, of course, these 2 past books fit a reading prompt from Trebrinko, but I just don't remember which one. So, let's see. This one is about a man named Gavin Scott that is on the brink of a divorce. And then he gets the help of a group of men in his local town that they read romance books in order to help their marriages. And I'm talking the romance books like the ones that Fabio would have been the model for back in the 80s. It's really cute. It's lighthearted. I read this literally in less than 12 hours. I read this in like 36 hours. I expected to give this like 2, maybe 3 star, and it was again a 5-star. I Thoroughly enjoyed the book. I'm going to be continuing the series because there's 4 more books in the series. And I can't wait. It was a cute book. I loved it. Next, we read my most anticipated release for these, well, for at least the month of June. And that was Witch Shadow by Susan Dennard. This is the 4th book in the series, but you also still have that 2.5 novella, so it's like, I don't know how you technically want to classify it. Obviously, I annotated a ton because of Witchlands Along, so this is why we read this book. It was the new release. It just came out, I want to say like June 26th or something. This book and I expected it to be a 5-star, and it is a 5-star. Didn't have a moment. It did have one moment, though. There was one thing in the entire book that it made me really scared as to where the story was going, because something happened with my favorite character in all of the Witchlands, and I was concerned. But Susan Dennard just apparently wanted to make me sweat, because by the end everything was back to normal. This book is the most revealing of all the Witchlands books. Like, as you're reading the others, you're like trying to guess and pick and look at the evidence to figure out what's going on. This one, the clues are blatantly obvious. But sometimes I may or may not have gotten lost trying to find those tiny clues that I missed the big ones. There was a buddy read for this on Discord from Whatever You Want-a-thon. A group of us said, let's continue this buddy read of Blood Witch into Witch Shadow. So we did, and I made this one girl laugh her butt off at my comments and revelations as I was reading. But I am extremely anxious to see the next book. Granted, it doesn't even have a working title, and Susan Dennard has, from my understanding, hasn't done a ton of work on it, which, no big deal. Don't rush yourself, Susan. It's fine. Like, I understand. But, oops, I bumped the tripod. I will be anxiously waiting until that next book comes out, whatever it may be called. Yeah, I cannot speak enough about Witch Shadow. I love it. It's a great series. Susan Dennard did a fantastic job writing it, and highly, highly, highly recommend it. The last book that I read in the month of July, I literally read in between the filming of Trebrinko to now. Well, like right before I filmed this. Technically I started it this morning, and I've already finished it. It's Go the Distance by Jen Kalanita. It's a Disney twisted tale about Hercules. Megara gets a, she gets a quest from Hera in order to earn her spot on Mount Olympus to be with Hercules for eternity. And I pre-ordered this book in like October or December, and I was very anxious to get it because I loved Reflection, the Mulan twisted retelling. And I'm like, oh, yay, Hercules, my second favorite Disney movie. Well, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Mulan, Hercules, so third favorite Disney movie. I was stoked. I expected it to be a 5-star. And I ended up rating it a 3-star. It read really, really fast to be considered YA, in my opinion. And I don't know how to say it without being spoilery. And this is just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and you don't have to agree with mine, and I'm not saying yours is wrong, but this felt like if you ordered Percy Jackson from Wish. Like, it's the only way I can describe it. And there was a lot of overlap. Like, there was very common themes in this that happened in Reflection, and it made it lack the luster that Reflection had. If that makes sense, maybe. I don't know. It's making sense in my head. So, those were the 4 books we read this month. And honestly, with how crazy my month of July has been, I'm proud to say that we were successful. So, if you have any book recommendations for me, any prompt ideas for Trebrinko, any punishment ideas for Trebrinko, rewards for Trebrinko, any of it, I will gladly take them in the comments below. Message me on Instagram if there's any other ideas that you have that you want to send me privately. I don't mind. I will gladly take them all. I just realized last night after I uploaded Trebrinko that an idea that I wanted to implement from a suggestion on YouTube comments, I forgot. So that will be the first thing I implement for September. So keep an eye out for that as to what that is. And I'm almost done the BTS reading challenge, so we need to think of which group we're going to do next. So I'm going to put a poll up on Instagram, so keep an eye out for that, and you can pick which group I read next. So with that being said, remember, until next time, you are loved and you are valid.